What's up, everybody? BD here, and I know it's been a few days. There's been quite a lot happening around my neck of the woods and around our household and around our little town specifically. And so we're a few days behind. We got a lot of upload today, and unfortunately, I have to start off with one that it's horrible. And I'll play you the news report. We'll react to it, and then I'll explain it all to you. It really goes hand in hand with one of the things that we've reacted to, the Hardy song. Remember that? It's a lot of people had a lot to say on that one, and well, let's get into this, and then I'll explain more to you.
Topping our headlines in North Mississippi, Senatobia police are currently investigating a murder-suicide that happened earlier this morning. WREG's Raven Copeland joins us now live with the latest in the case. Raven, what do you have for us?
Good afternoon, Alex. Senatobia police responded to a domestic disturbance call at 6 this morning. Now, when officers arrived to that home on Cowtown Road, a man and a woman were found dead inside. Now, detectives did not release an exact address, but neighbors tell me it happened at a residence in this area. Investigators say a man and a woman both died from gunshot wounds, one of which was self-inflicted. Police have not specified which person fired the weapon, but right now they say there is not any evidence that shows anyone else was involved in the shooting. Investigators also have not identified the victims in this murder-suicide. Now, ahead at 5, I'll have the community reaction to this tragedy. Reporting live in Senatobia for your news leader, Raven Copeland, WREG News Channel 3.
All right. So, right off the jump, two things. One, this is my hometown. You saw the reporter standing outside the Senatobia Police Department. That's my hometown. It's literally 2 blocks away from me. And, of course, this is that report, I think it was 3 or 4 days ago. And they weren't releasing the names of who it was. And what happened, you see how vague they were with everything. But here's the thing. I know who it was. I actually personal trained the female who got shot and killed. And we're 4 days in. Yes, they know the scene. It's when you know some of the other stuff that these people just don't know or won't get access to. And I'm not going to say their names because, and I don't care how pissed off you get, I'm not going to do it. It's not my place to say that here. You want to go look up Senatobia and the murder-suicide, and you want to find that out for yourselves, then by all means, you go do that. That's not what this is about. This is, it made me think about when we were reacting to the Hardy song, right? And the abuse that goes on there. And people have had strong reactions one way or the other on both sides of it on that video. And on that song, and just not my reaction to it, but just in general, about the video and was it right or was it wrong? How it was portrayed and what he went and did to save this girl's life. And instances like this make me 100% go, yes, absolutely. Absolutely, he was correct in doing that because this young lady, she should still be here with us today. She is my oldest daughter's age. Well, she's actually a couple years younger than my oldest daughter. And, they had a daughter, young little girl, beautiful little girl. And now, because of him, she'll grow up without her parents now because of his jealousy. And it's just it's wild. It's wild. It's it has been on my mind since I found out who it actually was that was in this. I had no idea. And it's not like we were best of friends or anything like that. Like I said, she happened to be friends with my daughter. I personally trained her a few years ago, and there were many clues then that dude was off, right? There were. And as a matter of fact, it wasn't long after I had finished personal training her, and I do believe that's why she stopped personal training, because he's a very jealous person. You see it in his eyes. I mean, he's just jealous the way he acted, everything. And then later on that summer, she ended up filing for divorce, but I guess by a couple years later, she had asked that the divorce be, knocked off, and they not do that. And then again, though, she filed again this summer. And so this has been going on for a while now. And when you get those people in your life like he was, they are hard to get out, right? And like I say, she's just the sweetest person. She really was. And you see that, and it's just mind blowing. Like people who aren't, and I said it in that video, and I'll say it again here. People who aren't in those situations cannot comprehend in the slightest what being in a situation like that is all. You can't wrap your head around it, because people on the outside who've never been through it, what's the first thing they always say? Well, why didn't you just leave? Or why didn't you just do this? Or why didn't you do this? All right, they've got all the answers. All right, those people have all the answers, except they don't. They're idiotic. They don't know what's going on. They don't understand because they've never had to go through it. All right, they have never had to have their heart and their head fighting for each other. And then you got your daughter in the situation. Then you've got all that, because now you don't want your daughter to be raised in a broken home. You don't want any of this. And also you don't want your daughter to see this. So there are so many things that are happening right there. And it is tragic. And it's so sad. And you only wish that there was somebody out there like in that video with Hardy who saw what was happening to her and took action on it. Because, and people are going to say, well, just taking a life because they're doing something. Bullshit. You can scream that crap all you want to. And that's easy to say if it's not your wife, your girlfriend, your daughter, your mother. It's easy to say when that ain't happening to them and you don't have to deal with it. But when you have to deal with it, you can't say that and not mean there's something's wrong with you. Now, if that loses me some subscribers, be gone. Be the hell gone. Because now this poor little girl has to grow up without her mom. Sounds like she didn't have much in the way of a father anyway, that piece of shit. But now she doesn't have a mom who worked hard, who was very smart, who loved her daughter dearly, and was just an incredibly good person. And it's tragic. And you sit here and you see these things, and when I hear songs like that, yeah, I don't have any pity for that man. He should have just unalived himself and been done with it and left her alone. You can't imagine somebody being with her, the man with her, but you. Then get rid of yourself. Then you don't have to imagine it anymore. Situation done for you. Go. Remove yourself from the gene pool. But here we are today. And so, yeah, it's a tragic situation. You see these reports, and a lot of times we overlook those reports until it happens right in your own backyard, almost literally. So thoughts and prayers go out to them, that little girl and those families that are affected, and the community that's affected now. There's a lot of people. She had a lot of friends and family around here, and it's just, like I said, it's bad. And I thought about, because I know the specifics, I've heard and I've been told. I have friends in law enforcement, and I have friends of the family who know. But I ain't doing it. There's no way. If they ever want that stuff to come out, they can. It's just because it's so heartbreaking and so heart-wrenching. And I know there's going to be some assholes in the comments go, well, you should have told everything. It ain't your right to know everything. As much as you may think it is, it ain't. The family wants to reveal that, they can do that. I'm just talking about the situation in general. So leave your comments down below. Let me know how you feel about things like this. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I promise a better uplifting tone on the next ones. And I will see you in the next one. Let's go.